of your family.
All right. The Out of Bounds show is driven by the Ram trucks at Mac Hike in Flowood. MacHikeFlowwood.com for your next Ram truck or Jeep Grand Cherokee. We welcome in our friend Bobby Belt, Dallas Cowboys insider for 105.3 The Fan in Dallas. And, of course, this state has had Dak mania going on for some time now, as he was introduced to us in 2013, starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. Struggling as of late, and that's why we wanted to bring Bobby Belt on. Bobby, first, congratulations on the new gig at 105.3 The Fan, my man.
Oh, thank you. Very excited to start there. I've had a lot of friends there for a number of years, so it's cool to finally make them my teammates.
Absolutely. One of the top 5 sports talk radio stations in the country. Bobby Belt, Cowboys insider, 105.3 The Fan. All right, let's. This hurts me because I'm a huge Dak Prescott fan. What's going on, Bobby? Lay it out for us. What's happening with Dak Prescott in the offense?
I mean, I think it's a lot of little things that are coming together to be a big problem. There's some issues with the offensive line blocking. I think Kellen Moore is in a little bit of a rut as a play caller. These defenses are kind of changing up what Dak has seen and making it a little confusing for him to trust some of his pre-snap reads. Dak on his own has not been great. You just said it. It's been, I think outside of 2017 when there was a lot going wrong with Tyron Smith being out and Ezekiel Elliott being suspended and everything there, this is the first time he's kind of had everybody with him and he's still struggling like this. And so, I mean, look, I think that when you look at the numbers, a lot of people would take that quarterback play on their team, and there are times where he looks like he's got it figured out, and then other times where he looks like he's struggling again. I kind of compare it a little bit to, I wonder if there's, a little bit of a sports psychology issue here, like just a little bit of the yips or something. But because it's a lot of stuff that we've seen him do before that he's now struggling with. And so I think it's just a little bit of a slump. Like I mentioned, the offensive line, the play calling, his own checks at the line of scrimmage. He's had a lot of drops from guys, and so I think it all just comes together to be a big problem for the offense as a whole, but it's a bunch of little things that need to be fixed.
All right, I'm biased, so I don't think Kellen Moore is, the guy, but I recognize also that Dak is not playing well. How do you see it, Bobby?
I think Kellen Moore's a good play caller. I think that where he's struggling is he can be an inventive guy. He can change some things. I had somebody in the NFL tell me a couple of years ago that there's no such thing as a defensive philosophy from defensive coordinators, that all there is with defensive coordinators is they're trying to find the answer for the latest innovation from offenses, and that offenses have schemes, but defenses have reactions, and then that's how they scheme things out. And what looks like it's happened here is these defensive coordinators have reacted to what Kellen did and are playing it a certain way, and he hasn't had an answer for that yet. And I think that that's the issue here, is that he isn't adjusting correctly, and that's what's a little bit concerning. Now, it may not, I think he's a good coordinator. I think he's somebody that Dak likes, somebody that Dak trusts, but he's got to show that he can adjust better. And that may, if this continues to be an issue, it may cost him one of these jobs that he's interviewing for, here into the offseason.
God, I hope not. Bobby Belt, Cowboys insider. What about the holding calls, Bobby? We follow you, Blake and I do, on game days, throughout the week. You throw out all kinds of interesting nuggets. I feel like every time they do try to start getting into rhythm, Dak ripped off a 12-yard run on Sunday, holding. He threw a pass to CD or somebody for a first down and holding. What's going on with that, Bobby?
I think the referees, they'll tell you that when there's a team, it kind of becomes what's seeing momentum and getting bigger, because when you are a heavily penalized team, crews know that coming into the game, and they kind of start thinking like, oh, this is a team that commits a lot of penalties, and they almost have a more critical eye towards you. So I think that you end up getting more ticky-tack things called on you because of that. But, look, Dallas has definitely had their issues with penalties. Some of them are a little – I think there's been a lot of them that have been legitimate. I think there are some that are a little, too letter of the law on some of these. But Dallas has benefited from a lot of penalty calls this year. I think they've drawn the most penalties in the NFL. They've been called for the most, and I think they've drawn the most. So they play with a lot of laundry on the field. But, yeah, the offensive line has got to – they've talked about it recently that they've just got to be better at finessing things a little bit. Because, I mean, it's the old adage that there's holding on every play. You know, people will tell you that somebody on the offensive line is holding on every play, and so you just got to find the right way to finesse it. And I think that's the balance that they're looking for right now.
Dan Quinn has been really good. McCarthy, I don't know. I'm still up in the air because I just continue to watch Aaron Rodgers play, and he may be the most talented player to ever play there. May not be the best, but most talented. Real quick, where are you on McCarthy a year, almost 2 years in, Bobby?
I think the list of things you can give him credit for and the list of things you can blame him for is very short because I don't think he has his hand in very much. I think that he's a net neutral effect for the most part. He's hands-off, and that's great when you have good coordinators. It's negligent when you have guys like Mike Nolan calling the defense. So, you know, I'm kind of a shoulder shrug on McCarthy. I don't think he helps you win, and I don't necessarily think he causes you to lose. It all ends up leaning on your coordinators a little bit.
Does he have the stones to push Kellen Moore to figure this out?
No.
Oh, well, then this is not a good deal.
I think he gives the autonomy. I don't think he wants to do that himself, and I think that he's willing to give all of that over to Kellen Moore.
Interesting. Okay, going into this, Bobby Belt, Dallas Cowboys insider, 105.3 The Fan in Dallas, joining us on the Out of Bounds show. Playing the Eagles this weekend, Saturday night. They've made the playoffs, but they don't know who they're going to play. Do you play everybody, go all in, or do you hold some players, Bobby?
I would hold some guys for rest, but they're going to play everybody, it sounds like. And it sounds like Philly's going to do the same thing. Philly's been talking all week about how they were going to play everyone. And, you know, Zeke said he was playing yesterday. Micah says he's playing. McCarthy, Jerry Jones, they've all said, you know, in interviews and in press availability that they're going. And so it sounds like everybody's going to be out there on the field and they're going to, you know, play this thing through to the end, even though they're really pretty much locked in at this point to the 4 seed, and, you know, either the Rams or the Cardinals, whoever ends out getting that first wild card and losing the NFC West.
I do not like that approach. How many hits? Oh, I don't like that approach. All right. As far as, is Micah Parsons healthy? It looked like he took a couple of shots. I mean, he's been all world. I know nobody's healthy in Week 18. How healthy is Micah Parsons, Bobby?
I think Mike is as healthy as anybody.
Okay.
I think that, you know, teams are starting to scheme up a little bit more to go after him and try and take him out of the game. And he still has an impact. I think the second half of the game against Arizona, he had a massive impact just with the pressure that he was getting and some of the plays he made behind the line of scrimmage. And so it's just he's having to adjust, just like, you know, the Cowboys offense is having to adjust to teams playing different. He's having to adjust to how offenses are scheming to get him pushed out of the play, and I think he's done a good job responding to it for the most part. But yeah, I think he's pretty healthy right now.
Should we see more Tony Pollard than Zeke Elliott? That declined a little bit this past weegend as far as the ratio of plays.
You should have seen more Tony Pollard than Ezekiel Elliott for the last year and a half.
Amen.
And so, I mean, they're going to roll with Zeke because they still believe in him and they have deference to him as their guy, and there's a lot of respect in the locker room for Zeke, and you know, they like him in pass protection where Tony Pollard can be a little questionable, but, you know, Dak's not getting blitzed anymore, really. And so if Dak's not getting blitzed because teams realized, if we blitz him, he, you know, slices us up, then if he's not getting blitzed, I don't know why you need to have Zeke in there in pass protection. And so, I mean, I think a lot of these issues for this team, including the running game, gets fixed with the offensive line improving.
Bam.
So, you know, hopefully that's fixed this year. If not, then I don't know. Maybe go draft Charles Cross, fix it for next year.
I like it. 20 seconds. Do they want to play the Rams or the Cardinals, Bobby?
I think they'd rather play the Rams, but I think they're going to get the Cardinals.
There we go. Hey, congratulations again. Much deserved. Thanks, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Bobby Belt, Dallas Cowboys insider, 105.3 The Fan in Dallas. The Out of Bounds show brought to you by Cypress Depot in Ridgeland, the leading supplier of cypress and hardwoods in the Southeast. CypressDepot.com. Straight ahead, Blake makes his decision.